I'm Dr. Lynn, and here are some tips for getting the wing of your pelvis and the socket of the hip moving well over the ball. So we don't just want the ball to be able to spin in its socket, we also want the pelvis to be mobile and be able to move over that ball. So you're gonna need good mobility throughout your low back, as well as around the side of your hips and pelvis to allow that motion to happen. So I'm going to show you a few things first for your low back. So a good way to warm up is just with a basic cat and cow stretch. Big inhale, drop your chest and belly, gaze forward. Big exhale, tuck your chin, pull in your belly, round out your back and tuck your tailbone. Flow through that 5 times. Now sit back into a wide knee version of child's pose. Walk both hands to one side. I'm starting on my right. And then sit your butt back so you get a big, long side bend stretch. Take a couple deep breaths here. And then walk your hands to the other side. And again, sit your bottom back. Create a long side bend stretch on the other side. I'm going to switch sides a couple more times. Switch sides. I'm taking really deep breaths, feeling my whole back and rib cage expand with every breath. I'm also letting my pelvic floor relax and expand like a balloon every time I take a deep inhale. Now we're going to stretch out some of the deep fascia in the back of the pelvis and hip. So you need to be close to a wall for this. Start with your feet about a foot away from the wall. Then cross one knee over the opposite calf. So I'm going to cross my left knee, tie your lower leg over the right. The leg you just crossed, that foot, so for me it's my left, should be vertical against the wall. And then you're going to come down onto your forearms and push your pelvis straight back towards the wall. Your pelvis may want to turn to one side, almost like it's trying to get out of the stretch. So you want to try to aim your tailbone straight back towards the wall. Take a few deep breaths here. Keep that heel on the wall. And then go ahead and switch sides. So I'm going to cross my right shin all the way over my calf. Then my right foot vertical on the wall, like I'm making a footprint on the wall. And then sit your butt back towards the wall. Make sure you don't push into any groin pain. Just take it at your own pace. Slow, deep breaths. Just let the back of your pelvis soften. And gently, gradually sink back towards the wall. Okay, switch sides again. Give yourself a little break by rocking forward. Let's do it again on this side before we switch. Sink your tailbone straight back towards the wall again. and switch again. I'm gonna do 2 rounds on this side. Sink your pelvis straight back towards the wall. You may notice after a few breaths that things loosen up a little bit and you can go a little further. Some people call this the pretzel stretch because your legs are sort of pretzel crisscrossed. But remember, what you're really getting is some of the deep hip capsule, deep fascia in your pelvis. Okay, give it a little break by rocking forward. Sink back into it one more time. Take 3 more deep breaths. You're going to make sure your pelvis is nice and even before you do a more active standing sequence. So take 2 yoga blocks, place them next to each other on the floor. You're going to be laying face down on them, and you want the 2 pointy areas on the front of your pelvis to land on the blocks. Okay. So go ahead and give it a try. If you need to adjust the width, you can. And let your forehead rest on the ground. Gently shift your weight side to side, checking if you feel even pressure from the blocks on the front of your pelvis. Okay, just relax here for a minute, taking deep breaths. Got a little bit more movement going now. Before we stand up, we're going to do a kneeling stretch. So come to high kneeling, step through with your right foot, leaving your left knee on the ground. Sit back a little bit, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your butt, press your pelvis straight forward. Reach forward, take your left hand and pull it back, reach and gaze behind you. Take a few deep breaths here. Okay, switch sides. Bring your right knee to the ground. Step through with the left. Sit back, tuck your butt, squeeze your butt, press the pelvis forward. Reach forward with your hands. Pull back with the right arm and gaze behind you. As you take those deep breaths, if you feel like things are loosening up a little bit, you can gradually turn a little further towards the back of the room. Good. And let's repeat it on the other side. Left knee down, step through with the right, press the left buttocks forward, feel the opening in the front of this hip, and then practice rotating your pelvis and reach behind you. Okay, give a little break if you need to. Let's do it again on this side. I'm going a little faster than 30 seconds for each stretch, just so I can get through what I want to show you. So once you learn this routine and you do it on your own, you can slow it down a little bit, especially if you're really tight, just to give things a little bit longer time to loosen up. Let's do it with the right leg down one more time. Give it a little break if you need to. One more time. Okay, and then come to standing. So when we rock and run, when one foot lands, so say we're talking about the right, that leg is going to become your support leg. The swinging leg, the free leg, is going to drive forward, and your upper body should rotate the other way. So your one leg and opposite arm swing together, okay? So try that in place. Shift your weight to your left leg. Pick up the right. Drive the right knee straight ahead by swiveling your pelvis. Hold it there. You gotta use your core and use the side of your butt. Hold it. Don't let that knee go backwards. Keep it reaching forward. And then swivel your trunk the other way. And switch. Stand on the right leg. Lift the left leg. Drive the left knee forward by swiveling your pelvis. Okay, use your core. Hold it up. Don't let it fall back. Keep it forward. And swivel your trunk the other way. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Practice switching. Left stance. Right knee drives forward. Use your core to hold it there. Keep that knee driving forward. Swivel your trunk the other way. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And switch. Right leg on the ground. Left knee drives forward. Keep it forward. Use that core. Squeeze your butt. Counter rotate with your trunk the other way. Hold it. Hold it. Don't lean back. Get that core on. Knit the ribs together. Zip in your tummy. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And take a break. Shake it out. Okay. A good advancement for this is to add a step up. You can use stairs. I'm just going to show you with a yoga block. So once it's easy to do, sitting flat on the floor, you can do it at the bottom of a staircase. It's going to be the same pattern. So I'm going to step up on my right, squeeze that right butt cheek. Left leg drives forward, and I'm going to counter rotate. This is called a runner's step up. Okay, and try it on the other side. So if the left leg is your standing leg, you're going to step up with the left, drive the right knee forward, and swivel your trunk the opposite direction. If you notice, or your therapist has told you, that your standing leg tends to collapse inward at the knee, it's coming from your hip. So something I oftentimes have my patients do is practice with a band around their knees at first. The band's gonna get in the way a little bit if you're trying to step high, but you can practice it with a low knee drive. So you can put a loop around your knees, and then when you go onto that single leg, that band's gonna wanna make your knee collapse in. So you're gonna wrap your butt cheeks together, almost like you're doing a clamshell motion, and pull it out. So you could practice just a little mini version first on either side, practicing wrapping your butt cheeks together. Keep the kneecaps pointing straight ahead. And then as that gets easier, you could take the bands off and do a bigger motion. It can be helpful if you have a full-length mirror or something reflective to practice in, so you can keep checking that those kneecaps are able to stay pointing straight ahead and that you're able to swivel your pelvis without a big drop or without the thighs sliding back as you try to turn your trunk. Okay, remember that doing some ball rolling and foam rolling around the side and back of the butt and ball rolling in your hip flexors first can help loosen things up so these swiveling motions are a little easier. Give this a try daily until you feel like it gets easy, and then you'll be ready for the next level.